The ocean taught me how to breathe. The birds taught me how to read the signs of the earth, the lines, the magnetic spine. The moon taught me not to bleed, not to waste my seed, and not to waste any time. Speak only if it rhymes. What does actually happen when there's a synchronicity in your life? What does actually happen when you see like 1111 or 111, 111, 222, 333, angel numbers of any kind? When you see recurring animal companions. For example, for me it's butterflies. Always, anytime that the earth feels I need to come back to the magnetic field. When I'm too much in the ether realm, in the artificial Wi-Fi, and not the nature Wi-Fi. Then she sends butterflies my way, just in the corner of my eyes. And there you go. There you go. It's like the butterfly when it flies so close to you. It's petting your aura. It's stroking. When a human does this, or this, good job, little guy. This is what the butterfly does only to your field. The bees actually come real close. The bees give you little kisses. The bees and wasps are so friendly, they're so cuddly, they're fluffy. It's not even an insect in a way that you imagine insects. You know, like squishy, crunchy, full of fluids, with some tentacles and eyes all over the place and real alien. Like a bee is like a little stuffed animal. It has a little fur on itself. And they actually give you kisses. Like bees, really, they fly and they go like this. And then they fly away. They go like, and they go. Birds. Creatures that have wings and they sing. And it's an animal. And it can go anywhere. And it has almost zero predators other than bigger birds that eat birds. If they're clever enough to fly away from snakes and all that ground vermin. Nah, snakes are not vermin. Snakes are awesome as well. So, when you feel these synchronicities in life, when you see angel numbers, people go, and I used to do this, well, what does this mean, you know? You go and type it into some AI, ask some AI for metaphysical stuff, or just Google. Or you already kind of know, you have some charts, what the certain angel numbers mean, synchronicities. And then I found out that it's the opposite. It's not, oh look, there's an angel number, or there's my spirit animal. What is this gonna mean for my future? No, it's what have I done in the last hour that resulted in this? So all these synchronicities are showing you that you have been doing, or you have been feeling, or you have been voicing, vibrating the perfect thing for you, and the universe is giving you signs that you are to pay attention to what have you been doing that has resulted in you seeing these repeated numbers, that has resulted in you attracting bees that are not afraid of you, that has resulted in you attracting a bunch of dogs suddenly around you, or cats, or butterflies. And the more I started to practice this, the more it actually really started to make sense. Because every single time that I would see these numbers, every single time that all these birds, butterflies, bees would be around me, and when I started having these synchronicities, people reaching out for things that I need specifically coming out of nowhere, it was then that I was kind of like, okay, first and foremost, thank you. First and foremost, thank you. Secondly, let's backtrack the last hour. Let's sit down for 5 minutes and go back in time in the last hour. What have I been doing? What have I been thinking about? How have I been using my voice? How have I been focusing my emotions? What am I ignoring and what am I entertaining? We need to ignore 99% of life around us. Distractions are huge. And the thing you're actually interested in is this small compared to a stadium that you need to ignore on a daily basis. You need to ignore 99% of people you see in the streets. You need to ignore 99% of content you see on the internet. You need to ignore 99% of your own thoughts in order for you to get to the one that brings you notes that you can make into a video, for example. And you can translate this into anything you want to create in your life. Anything. It could be exercise, diet, it could be a new job, it could be health of any kind, it could be improving your relationship, it could be more time with your kids, it could be less time with your kids if you hate your kids. Or whatever it is in your life, I don't know. It's not impossible. It's not impossible. So what has happened? For example, for the longest time, I had a recommendation pop up from somebody to watch the series OA, The Original Angel. Marvelous, wonderful, majestic, epic, thought-provoking, insightful show. Original Angel. And I've been putting it off for months. And the moment I watched it, it reminded me that the nickname OA reminded me that I once named myself Ea, EA, in one of my World of Warcraft characters. It was a healer, a priest, and I named it Ea. Why? Instinctually it came that it could be like a mythical whatever name. Nobody had a name that short. And we used to go in World of Warcraft, when I used to play this in my early high school years, we used to go in these dungeons. And you got like a healer, a tank, a damage, cleric, warlock, pulling. There's many characters, archetypes. And I was the healer. And as you were playing this, many people needed healing. And if I called myself I Create Lines, imagine you're in the middle of a boss fight and you need to stop and press enter. I create lines, please heal me, I'm gonna die. Enter, everybody's dead already. If I'm the main healer. So I called myself Ea because it was easy to just type in Ea, heal, enter, and I know, okay. Nobody dies. and everybody loved it. They'd even transition into just air. EA, enter, EA, enter. So right now, I came back and I remembered, okay, this person named itself OA in the series. I remembered EA. And I was like, you know what? I know how to read the signs. Ever since I came into communion with the mushrooms, ever since I experienced everything that I experienced in my communion with the earth, and you can get the whole transmission in my course, Receive the Earth, A Mystical Journey. It's on my website. I am an ambassador of the mycelium network underground. We are the end points of the mushrooms. They are the origin. We are the most evolved form that walks on the surface of the earth, sharing verbally through language what nature cannot put in language. It puts into us through people like me who are of the liminal nature, meaning mediums, mediators, border people on the borderlands between physical and spiritual, between the spoken and the unspoken, the underground and the above ground. I'm the translator. So immediately who was EA? And Ea, or Enki, was an ancient Sumerian god whose archetype corresponds to everything that I am. To all the other archetypes. To the 5-1 in human design, to my INFP and Myers-Briggs, to all my astrology, to all the passions that I have. And then I was like, okay, what else? And in this time I started swimming again and diving. I was regaining my lung capacity and my blood volume in my body and my heart rate variability and my condition after now 9 months of dying twice, almost, and seeing the other side twice in 2 months. Being in a coma, barely surviving, pulling out my survival instinct for 5 days, not remembering where I am, but the body is going. The body's going to that ambulance. I have no recollection of any of this. But the body did it. The body did it. And parts of me that I did not even know existed kept on living. So I immediately went into all of this. And I am mentioning the sea and the ocean because Ea and Enki, he is the god of fresh water and of underwater kingdoms as well, and bringing life from the underwater and all these things. And I look up EA, and you know what his domain is? It's Abzu. And I look up Abzu, and it's a video game about diving. And I download the video game about diving, and in 2 minutes I get such profound wisdom about meditation, for example. The main character, you're just a diver. And it's not even a video game in a sense of like levels that you cross and then you defeat bosses. It's just a person diving, and it has beautiful fish around and ancient temples underwater. And you sit on the top of one of those temples and you have an option that says meditate. And you click the option meditate, and the person goes like this underwater. And then you know what happens? You switch perspective. You switch perspective. From the person meditating to every single fish around you, and you observe from the perspective of the fish. And I was like, whoa, what is this? I'm gonna try this from meditation with my birds, butterflies, and the bees. I'm gonna sit somewhere where there's a lot of them. I'm gonna try and shift my consciousness to see things from their perspective, which is also what the mushrooms told me. which was what I felt when I was on that trip. I was every plant, every tree, every wind, every hum of every bee around me. And I was like, what is this? This is The Alchemist. If you've read Paulo Coelho, The Alchemist, the language of the world. So these are the synchronicities, guys. This is what you need to be following. This is what you need to be following, not the news, not that media, this media. I'm also the media, the mediator, the translator. I'm just translating what's actually relevant to humans. I'm actually translating life from the source. And it's not like I am the source. I am tapped into the source that you can tap into as well. And you're tapping into it by listening to me. I am the bridge. I'm the bridge. I also had a lot of synchronicities with music on my phone, where in the last 2 months, the more I started listening and then doing the thing that I was told to do through all these languages of nature, I had a song that I wanted to listen to. And I was like, you know what? I feel synchronistic. I'm gonna give myself 30 seconds of shuffle. And there's 200 songs on this playlist. And I was like, I'm gonna count to 30. And I was like, 30. Clicking shuffle, just relentlessly clicking shuffle. 30. 29, 28, down to 1. And I was like, down to 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And on 1, I press another next. And it's the song that I needed. Out of 250 songs on the playlist. And not once was it there while I was counting down. And I was like, all right. All right. I'm giving in. I'm giving in. Earth, you really do got me. Every time that I doubt, the more I follow it, better it gets. The more I follow it, the louder it gets. Because it sees that you want to hear it. Any person that feels another person is listening, they immediately open up more. The same as with nature. When it sees that you're listening, it sends even more signs for you to align your spine with the divine. I create lines, always here with the rhyme. I had similar syncs with songs on that same playlist. A week after that, in the same day, in a span of 10 minutes, I want that song. I clicked next, it was that song that I wanted. And then the next one, I was like, I bet that the next one is this one. Not that I wanted to hear it. I was just kind of like, let's push this a little bit more. Let's push this a little bit more. And I click it, and it's the song that I thought it's gonna be. And I was on the highway. I was walking on the highway already hyped up because I guessed the song again. And I was hyped. I was like, all right, now I know. I was listening to my own advice that I'm giving to you now, which was, what was I doing beforehand? And I just gave myself mental notes. Okay, you were doing this. So remember what you were doing. This was good. Do more of this. And then I got the second song, and I got so many stares from the cars passing by the highway because I was walking around just like what the fuck is going on? And people are driving the car, and I'm the only person walking next to the highway just oh my god. So yeah. These are signs that you were doing something good, something in alignment, and then the universe shows you that you were in alignment. So it's not about what does this mean for my future, because the very next moment you could just stop doing what you were doing and it's gone. You're off the magnetic line that the earth wants you to align. So another one done. I got this one tomorrow, this little guy. I'm not gonna tell you what it is. I got this one. No, I got 3 more. So 2 more and 3 more. This one has the mysterious black triangle. The black triangle of mystery. Anyways, so if you feel drawn, check out the course if you want to listen to the course of my shamanic bridge with the Mushroom Kingdom transmission, Receive the Earth, a mystical journey, $38 on my website, audio course. All courses are $38. There's bundles, you can get a bunch of them for $100. One-on-one coaching, guidance, mentoring, therapy, emotional support for individuals, for relationships, for families, businesses, for gifted children, neurodivergence, ADHD, bipolar, and autistic spectrum. I'm also a big child with most of these. So these are just very ugly words for superpowers that nobody was able to explain until you came across me. So through human design, elemental archetypes, somatic nervous system balancing, breathwork, fascia maneuvers, I can help you reset your entire body, emotions, mind, doubts, get rid of all addictions. I have helped a lot of people, a lot of couples, marriages, families get in alignment, businesses are getting into better communication, getting everybody's needs met. Basically, family and business operate very similarly, like a little tribe, so many things apply to the same. You can join my new group that is forming slowly. We have 2 people for now signed up, and when we get to kind of like 5, 6, then we're gonna start things off. You can fill out the form in the description. So if you wish any sort of mentoring with me and therapy and all the things that I've mentioned, you can send me an inquiry email through my website. There's a button, there's a bunch of buttons. You can contact me on WhatsApp, you can contact me through Telegram, there's a free Telegram group. You can send an email, you can DM me through my Instagram, follow me on my Instagram. And what else is there? You can buy my book, published on Amazon, Elementary, a wisdom-filled guide for life explorers. And you can donate through my PayPal. Everything is in the description of the video. This is it for today. Peace, health, abundance, wholeness, prosperity, courage, and clarity. Peace out, little turtles. Stay strong, sharp, and fiery, great phoenixes.